several things will stick in the mind as far as 1988-89 season is concerned for Watford Football Club. First of all, the dry weather. Only one game was postponed in the entire season, and that, would you believe it, was in March. And in all, a total of 33 home games were played, giving clear examples of why this certainly can go down as one of the busiest seasons in the club's history. Watford went into the season with high hopes of going straight back to the First Division and also of making their mark in the cup competitions, where through the years they've been the scourge of many of the top sides. Steve Harrison had bought extensively in the summer. Names like Dave Bamber, Paul Wilkinson and Willie Faulkner lined up for Watford for the very first time. The Cups began with a game against Leicester City in the Littlewoods Cup. The teams had already drawn in the league, and Watford had lost the first game at Leicester by 4-1 when they returned to Vicarage Road for the second leg of the game, where Watford knew nothing less than all-out attack and a goal spree would bear themselves any kind of fruition. Holden and Sterling at the edge of the area. It's Porter's corner. The punch by Paul Cooper, a good one. Porter again. And a foul by Darren Williams. Porter and Gibbs are ready to, one of them have a go here. It's Porter that's floated it in. Didn't quite land where he wanted it for Faulkner, but now he can get it back in again. That's Porter, they're queuing up for it here, Blissett. And the volley still hasn't come in, it might still roll in, and finally it's a corner. Holland coming in as well, and Bamber also. And the result is a corner, which it will take, floated in, away by Newell. Sterling, somebody's got to get the cross in. Porter's got space inside him. That's beautifully done. Gibbs can get there, which he can. The cross is a good one, it's coming in, and Dave Bamber got through. Worrell Sterling came in, and Watford get the first. 9 minutes gone, and the cross, an absolutely perfect one. And it was Bamber who got there on the end of it, and Watford lead by 1-0 with 9 minutes gone. Cross. Simon Morgan is going to take the throw. And the away wasn't decisive. Mocklin, McAllister, Morgan. Mocklin again, that's a nice one too. He'll have a go. Oh, that's surely that. Marvellously struck, and that is that. Now there is no way back, and a marvellous goal by Mocklin. And Leicester, without any doubt now, are in the third round of the Littlewoods Cup. Turning it infield for Mocklin. Morgan has come forward well. Now there's 2-on-1 here. And if he can find it right for Williams, he can. It's drilled in, but the flag was up for offside. And on the watch now, we reach the 89-minute mark. And the Leicester supporters turn towards the exit, feeling that they've seen their team do the job. Let's see whether or not there is another goal on the night. There's no doubt that it's Leicester's name that's going into Thursday's draw. Williams. Nicky Cross. What a marvellous goal by Mocklin as well, that finally put it out of Watford's reach. Williams' cross. Faulkner away towards Sterling. Now Alan Paris. Newell, and tries one. That means there is absolutely no doubt now at all. And Leicester do it in style. A late goal from Mike Newell. An injury hit Watford pay the penalty again, with, on my watch, 90 minutes up. And now I bet Steve Harrison would just like the whistle to blow. Rod Thomas. Put over a good cross as well. It's gone towards Rimmer, and Rimmer scores, and it's 2-2. He's hurt himself doing it, but the substitute gets his first goal of the season, and that is how to respond to going 2-1 down. 2 goals in 90 minutes, or with 90 minutes on the clock, should I say. Mike Newell gets one, and Stuart Rimmer the other, and it's 2-2 on the night. Miller. 9 minutes gone of extra time. As Bamber feels something from that challenge by Walsh. This is Mocklin, and he'll have to go backwards. Free kick is Watford's. This is Holden, and look who's going down the flank. Yep. And he nearly showed them all how to do it, and at last there's a goal. And what a great ball from McClelland. And the deadlock broken at 99 minutes. Great contribution from the centre half, John McClelland, the substitute down the flank. It went right across, and Hodges was on the end of it. Leicester's response is immediate. They want to make the substitution. Roger Milford tells them, I think he will let them do it now. And it's a Watford throw, says the linesman. Gibbs played it after the ball had gone out. Hodges. Oh dear, oh dear. McClelland. Sherwood. He's done well again. This is Bamber. He goes down, and this time it's a penalty to Watford. Bamber going down, and the player coming across. I think it was Spearing that it was that actually gave away the foul. Roger Milford not hesitating at all. So we're 4 minutes into the second period of extra time. Porter against Cooper, 2-0 Watford. And so David Pleat and Gordon Lee sit on the Leicester bench and contemplate. And finally, it does seem, although one doesn't want to tempt Providence, that Watford may be at last about to get their first reward against Leicester. But it will not be for want of trying as far as Leicester are concerned. Eventually they decide to play for Potts. Looked in across, this is Brady. Not too many options at the moment. Ward it was, and the flag up for offside. Porter, Ward, and Brady looking to find Lowe Senior and does so. And Jacket against Keane. Potts, now Gale. Nicely done for Ward. McClelland is coming across to challenge. That's beautifully played into the path of Potts. There's danger here. Lowe Senior, and eventually it goes in by Paul Ince. And it all stemmed from being able to play the ball in the first place. Potts went round the line, and Paul Ince, with 8 minutes gone, opens the scoring for West Ham. This is Jacket. Bamber won it well. Will he follow it up? I don't think so. But he's won a corner. Redfern's been working with the squad only since Friday. Let's see how he goes with this one. Away by Brady. McClelland. That's beautifully done. The direction and the distribution that was wanted. Wilkinson! Another one off the head of Paul Wilkinson. Alan McKnight is furious. But it was the ball from McClelland. Redfern had the time to find the pass. And 63 minutes gone. Paul Wilkinson ties it all up at 1-1. So with the time at 10:05 in the evening and 30 minutes up on the watch, is there time for one last drama? Holdsworth got it, Wilkinson got it. That is a penalty shootout to decide this second round of the CMOD Cup. Watford and West Ham have drawn 1-1 after 2 hours of football, and they will take the goals at the Vicarage Road end. 5 penalties per side, and if it's all tied after penalties at 5 of it to each side, it becomes sudden death. So two captains with referee Michael Reid of Birmingham. Players looking to see whether it will be their lot, and how nice to see some handshakes between the two teams. In many ways, I suppose, this is one contentious issue that will never go away. Namely, how fair is the penalty shootout system? And at the end of the day, it could all hang on two men. Tony Coton of Watford and Alan McKnight of West Ham United. Gary Porter. And I can tell you that there are one or two people who probably do not want to watch this. Gary Porter against Alan McKnight. And that's 1 to Watford. Kevin Keane against Tony Coton. And he's made the save. But believe you me, there is a lot more left in this yet. Faulkner makes it 2. Tony Gale against Tony Coton. The West Ham experienced centre-half, and he's caused for West Ham. So the Watford skipper, John McClelland, walks forward. And whatever else it is certainly dramatic. Whether it's the right way, I suppose everybody has their own view. And that's another one from John McClelland. Julian Dix against Tony Coton, and he's hit the post. So the pressure is on Tim Sherwood, because it means that if Sherwood scores, Watford are in the third round draw. Sherwood against Alan McKnight, and if they score, Watford are through. Sherwood, the youngest player, and he's made the save. Alan McKnight has made the save. But the pressure is still on, because if Coton can save this from Mark Ward, then Watford have still made it. And he has, and Watford are in the third round of the C-Mod Cup. The hero, Tony Coton, with some superb penalty saves, drama at the death. A spectacular end to an amazing night. 3 saves by Coton, or 2 saves and 1 off the post. And on a penalty shootout, it's Watford who go into the draw on Thursday for the third round. is Roberts. Andy Thorne is policing him. Now Holden. Wilkinson is his only target in the middle. Besant's coming for it. And claiming it. Gibbs. Now Sherwood. Redfern, and the flag stays down. And this is Sherwood with Roberts arriving in the middle. Sherwood, what will he do? He waited too long and Besant hasn't got it, and it's gone in! The goal stands and Rick Holden will claim it. And they're waving away the Newcastle defenders who are angry. Mr. Ashworth says no. But 51 minutes gone and Rick Holden has put Watford into the lead. This is Redfern. Twist and turn. Really has opened up in this second half, this game. The foul was Redfern's on Kenny Wharton. And the bounce this time for McDonald, and this time it's in. The long kick from Besant. McDonald running on. We have two fans on the pitch. And the equaliser after 64 minutes from Rob McDonald. And that's well over the top from Kevin Brock. So we are now 5 minutes, or as I talk, the clock moves to 86, 4 minutes from extra time. Scott. Jacket. Cornwell off Hodges for the Newcastle throw. And for the third time, it looks as though Watford are going to have to go to extra time in a Seamod Cup tie this season. This is Hodges, though. Across the face for Wilkinson. Oh, I spoke too soon, maybe. But a magnificent cross from Hodges. And Wilkinson steamed in. And I did them an injustice. And 4 minutes from time, Newcastle are behind with a peach of a cross by Glyn Hodges. And Paul Wilkinson came steaming in. Now Barker, cross is useful, that was Steen. And away by Jacket, and Roberts won't stop that. Not really running for Watford up front at the moment. Rangers, for their part, need to work down Watford's left flank for what little they have at the moment. But here's a chance surely now for Pisanti. Fed into the space for Coney, and Rangers into the lead. It was Pisanti who fed the ball in for Coney to run onto. And he doesn't miss from there. 32 minutes gone. And that's 1-0 in Watford's performance now. Clearly been shaken up by the manager's half-time comments. Whether there's any tea on the dressing room roof, only time will tell. Reference, of course, to a famous episode involving one of Steve Harrison's predecessors. Roberts is lost out here, and that's a penalty. No doubt the foul by Danny Maddox on Rick Holden, and Kieran Barrett didn't hesitate at all. Pointed straight to the penalty spot, and with 56 minutes gone, 11 minutes of very, very much Watford pressure has given Gary Porter this chance. Porter against Seaman, and Watford have equalised from the penalty spot. And now we're back where we were at a 7:45 tonight. The seconds tick by inside the last minute of extra time. 1-1 is the score. Penalties loom large. This is Holden. He'll fight, he'll battle to the end of that, there is no question. And it is penalties. Referee hasn't added any time to the second period of extra time. And a nice gesture with the two goalkeepers shaking hands, placed at Goodison Park in the semi-final is at stake. And how nice to see Dave Butler, the Queen's Park Rangers physio, and his opposite number to Dennis Gibbs chatting. Tony Coton, we now see, has put on his tracksuit bottoms. And the toss with David Seaman to decide who will receive the first penalty. Two skippers, the two goalkeepers. And for drama, this surely, in any class of football, takes some beating. Two men formerly, of course, with Birmingham City. And they shake hands with each other. They're good friends, I'm sure. And I think David Seaman has got to receive the first penalty from David Holdsworth. A handshake, and it will be Watford then to take the first of the penalty kicks. David Seaman. And it's David Holdsworth for Watford. Everybody has come down to watch. And the first one is saved by Seaman from David Holdsworth. So it's Mark Steen for Queen's Park Rangers against Tony Coton. And Steen makes it 1-0 to the First Division side. Tremendous atmosphere in the ground. Rick Holden against David Seaman. And Seaman saves that one as well. So, I think it's the substitute. It's David Kerslake against Tony Coton. Needs a save to keep Watford in the tie. And has. Paul Miller against David Seaman. So Paul Miller against David Seaman. And the referee says what? He says no goal. And that goes as a miss. Paul Miller asking. Well, it hit the bar, and the referee quite adamant. So, Simon Barker, and that's 2-0 to Rangers. And that means that if Neil Redfern misses this, Rangers go through. It's 2-0 to Rangers on penalties. So Redfern must beat Seaman, and does. But still, Watford's up against it. Nigel Spackman can win it for Rangers with this kick, because if that goes in, Rangers will be in the semi-final. Spackman against Coton, and Coton makes the save. So Dean Holdsworth against David Seaman. Still Rangers 2-1 in front. So Holdsworth must score with this kick to keep Watford in the CMOD Cup. And Seaman saves it, and Rangers go through. Some fine goalkeeping settles it at the end. And the goalkeepers turned, as many people felt, to be the key figures. And it's Seaman's night. His penalty saves are the crucial and deciding factor in a final score of 1-1. And Queen's Park Rangers go through to the semi-finals on penalties. Redfern, Curlett, they look to me to be the two players with the best options here. The referee blows his whistle, and Redfern's tried one, and Redfern scores inside the first minute. And that is the perfect start for the home side and their supporters. Right-footed, curler into the top corner, Besant dived, couldn't do anything about it. Watford lead 1-0. And it's Newcastle's throw. They still want to bring it back all the time. Often is their undoing. Redfern. McClelland knocking it in. Don't want, if they possibly can avoid it. Mirandina. Tremendous roar from the Newcastle fans every time the visitors attack here. Hendry. He had to go at the first time. They say that he's transfer listed after his £500,000 move from Bradford in the summer. Wilkinson. And again, Faulkner's challenge it was. Now Ranson. That's a lovely back heel by Hendry, and a real opportunity for Newcastle. And they equalise on the stroke of half-time through Kevin Brock. And that's a marvellous piece of individual skill, but equally well it was beautifully set up. The back heel from John Hendry. And suddenly the balance of the cup tie changes. Faulkner's header. Doesn't run for Tim Sherwood here. And that will be Newcastle throw, and Hendry is on his way again. Newcastle threatening to cut loose here. Look for Kevin Brock, and that is a penalty. Against Nigel Gibbs for handball. Hendry it was who played it in, and Gibbs is adjudged to have used his hands. So, Mirandina has the chance from the penalty spot to put the First Division side into the lead. And does. Houghton guessed right, but it was nice and into the corner. This is McClelland. And Thompson. It's a nice ball for Holden if he can get there, and can. Now he's got to measure his cross. They're a penny for handball, and this time Watford have a penalty. Newcastle players less than happy, but Mr. Dilks in no doubt. Now, Neil Redfern, can he jack it? Who will it be? Neil Redfern, by the looks of it to me, is going to have the responsibility. And it all came from Rick Holden's cross. So Redfern talking to Mr. Dilks to try and find out where the penalty spot is, in fact, I think. So it's Redfern against Dave Besant. And 2-2 it is. So 63 minutes gone, and we're all square once again.
Sansom. Oh, McDonald gave the ball away to Roberts. Faulkner gave it away to Ray Ranson. It's so untidy now. McCreary looking for Hendry. Roberts. Came inside quite nicely there, Ewan Roberts. This is Rick Holden. Oh, it's an own goal! Glenn Roeder could do nothing about it. A man who's captained the team in the cup final at Wembley with an inadvertent deflection that might have put his new club or his current club out of the competition. And I suppose in the end it had to be something like this. It was a shot by Rick Holden, and look at Glenn Roeder, he's put it past his own keeper. You've got to feel sorry for him. 113 minutes. And the Newcastle number 6 is the man who eventually brings this prolonged period of stalemate to a close.
Redfern. Thompson's challenge, a good one. Sherwood. Now Redfern again. Opportunities for the break here. And he's done well. Cross. And it was again Hindmarsh doing the defending. That's really the first time Neil Redfern's got to the byline in this game. Caused no small moments of pandemonium. And this is Mickey Forsyth with a throw. Callahan. Players in all directions round him. And the throw in is Watford's. And that's well done by Gibbs, but Redfern not able to control it, but doing well with the cross. But he lost it. I think he did as well. It's always that when you're first to the 50-50 ball, you feel as though things conceivably are running your way. And Shelton hasn't got it, and it must come in for Rick Holden. And the celebrations are beginning. The smile. It's his 8th of the season. The first effort off the post, and it bounced around, and he doesn't miss those. 38 minutes gone, and Rick Holden gives the home side the lead. Another one now would surely settle it. That's a good cross as well. Chance to measure it. It didn't come for Wilkinson from Redfern. Sherwood shot. Wilkinson tries to get a nump on it, but can't do so. It's the latest product of the youth team to get into the first team squad. Enjoying a good long run. Been an ever-present in the side since way back at the end of December. Having made occasional appearances on other occasions. And that was a little bit too robust by Faulkner on Williams. by Gary Micklewhite. Goal almost out of nothing. And the substitute tied it up for the First Division side. First effort, well, Coton saw it late. Holden, Thompson wants perhaps to cut back across, and does. Faulkner, and the free kick's given for use of the hand. Now, would there be some danger here? It was Gareth Williams, I think, adjudged to have used his hand. 5 men in the Derby wall. Redfern and Sherwood are over it. Redfern scored a spectacular free kick against Newcastle here in the last round. Sherwood perhaps will try and bend. Redfern. Oh! And he looks and thinks, where on earth did that come from? It's an astonishing strike by number 7, Neil Redfern. And the smiles tell their own story. And that is the way to hit back from an equaliser.
Webb. Nice to see the ball being carried out of central defence there, Trevor.
Indeed, he's only a young lad, David Holdsworth. He's been given the job of marking Nigel Glover, and he's doing very well.
Let's see what Parker can do. Chapman's in the middle. It's a bit long for him, and Holdsworth this time in defence. Aware enough to guide that past his own post. So a corner to Forrest. Wilson's up again, short to Hodge, back again to Parker. Oh, and Tony Coton's mistake. Carr, Webb, Gibbs, Pearce, pinball, Parker. Carr's coming in, Wilson's still there, so is Webb. That's his shot, it's in! Neil Webb gives Nottingham Forest the lead. After a succession of ricochets in that penalty area, the Forest fans thrilled by the opening goal. And the England midfield player had one attempt earlier that was blocked. Gary Parker here gets the ball in first. Franz Carr comes in from the right wing. Kenny Jackett's little header. Then the overheads attempted. Now Webb, and this one goes through the crowd, and Coton may have been unsighted, or may even have been slightly deceived by the way the ball kicked off the ground. This view is better. Yes, there were 3 defenders there, but it still kicked up over his arms. And the cheering is for the sign of a possible substitution. More of that in a minute. Here's Carr. Hodge is waiting in the centre, so is Parker and Chapman. Appeals for handball, given. Free kick to Forrest against Holden. So Roberts gets ready, but first some defending for Watford to do. Wilson goes forward. Oh, and Chapman came close, and it's 2-0. Lee Chapman's header. And Forest fans celebrate. The goal from the free kick may well have clinched their place poor Tony Coton, left to reflect, may well have clinched their place in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. It's the near-post ball, it's the header by Chapman, and it's over Coton and in. Chapman's wanting it played inside now. Still Carr. Still Carr. Laws! Oh, what a good goal! Brian Laws makes it 3-0 with a couple of minutes to go. And that certainly has sealed it. And how well he hit it. He's shown before that he can strike a very good shot, Brian Laws, when he comes up from right back. But this was all about tantalising skill by Carr, and he had a nice view of the goal, and he drove it firmly with his left foot.
Wilkinson, Hodges ran onto it, even if he couldn't quite control it as he would have liked. And now Holden, that was well done by Hodges. Now, can he get his cross in? No, he can't, but he might get a second chance to do so. Godden will have to come and police this one across. Bamba! And Bamba makes it 1-0 to Watford. And that was all down to some good work initially by Glyn Hodges, then for Rick Holden, and Watford get the goal. And on his league debut for the club, it's Dave Bamba who's made it 1-0. Gibbs. Bamba doing the jumping. And that's play on as Porter's now fed Holden, who's in space. They're arriving very fast to the far side. Holden's cross, look forward, and Cherry it in! And Rick Holden gets it. That's straight across the face of it. And Holden opens the scoring for Watford. The ball played in. And there it was, knocked in through the middle. The celebrations continue. Watford in front, Wilkinson on the end, 1-0. The second one from here surely would seal it. Plummer was 10 yards, says Mr. Seville. Watford have a throw. Bamba, and now he's got past Sherry, and he's made it 2-0, and that surely is that. Great done, and David Bamba has got Watford's second goal of the afternoon, and now there is no question, surely, that Watford are going to make it 4 out of 4. Mr. Seville writes in his notebook a yellow card, and he's given the penalty. He's given it as a penalty. I thought he'd given it outside the area. He has given it inside the area. He's given it as a penalty inside the area. The Watford manager dare not look. He's actually looking away with his feet over. Now he will, perhaps. He's just having a quick prayer. He's turned himself. He's put one foot over it. And Porter has made it 3-0 to Watford, with the manager not even daring to look. Kenny Jackett having missed the kick last week, and it's 3-0. push players forward. Holden's in space if he wants him. He's gone the other way. Aim for Wilkinson, and that will be another corner. Wilkinson got up this time, and Rick Holden, the Yorkshireman, strikes. Yes! Oh, what a celebration for him. And at last, the Bradford barriers are broken. 71 minutes gone, and it's Rick Holden who gets it, and Watford go into the lead. No foul. I don't know. Whether Ian Borwick got my view, I don't know. The angle was most interesting. Here's Roberts. That's well done across Holden, and that's two. And now there is no doubt at all. And it's the Yorkshireman's night against the Yorkshireman. 5 minutes to go. And Rick Holden strikes for the second time. And now there is no doubt at all it's Watford's game. And that is a throw Swindon's way. An awful lot of urgency out there at the moment from particularly Swindon, but here's Shearer having a go. Oh my goodness me! Just as you were saying, there was totally against the run of play, but it was a superb strike with the outside of his left foot. So that is certainly going to add a bit more urgency. Falconer. Now. Here's Bamba. Roberts. And Wilkinson, and it might come and does for Holden. Holden doing the challenging. The run was by Foley. Here's White. Only Shearer across. He's already shown what he can do. That won't reach him. That's Holdsworth away. Foley. King. Good spell here from Swindon. Jones gone forward to join the attack. His challenger is Kenny Jackett. Played towards Shearer. It comes for Barnes, and that is 2-1 to Swindon Town. And they're knocking it across the area, and Bobby Barnes had an easy opportunity indeed. White. Cleland is across the cover again. Falconer, a moment with nobody to control. Here's Tom Jones. Whether he's any relation, I know not. Jones still going. Will he have a go? And will do so superbly. And the defence go a WOL once more. And it's 3-2 to Swindon. Gibbs. Blissett. Didn't quite run for him. It might now run for Porter. And he's let it for Hodges. Players arriving in the middle. One of them is Blissett. And that's gone there! That's well done by Blissett. And that's just what they wanted. Hodges' cross into the middle. And Blissett puts Watford into the lead after exactly half an hour's play. Jacket. Now Blissett. Wilkinson. Oh, yes, sir! Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes! A marvellous goal. Tremendous, well struck by Blissett. And Wilkinson's finish, superb. 36 minutes gone then, and it's 2. Holden's header was a good one. Blissett challenge was a good one. Gibbs' throw. Blissett. Holden trying to measure a crossover and does. And that's 3. And that's Paul Wilkinson's second. Now here's Donaghy for Oldham. Frank Bunn. And a corner. A kick off a defender. And it's gone in. Very easily indeed in the end. By Frank Bunn. Wilkinson, now Rimmer, and Rimmer has seen it saved by Fearon. Another great save, it was well done. Now here come Brighton. And that was a little bit more like it from Watford. That's Nelson across the face of the goal, and it's gone in! Off John McClelland, it's an own goal. And Brighton have taken the lead. After intense pressure. Here comes Porter. Sterling's got acres of space. He had to go behind for Gibbs. Watford, since they went a goal down, suddenly starting to flow a bit.
Wilkinson's gone down, the flag across his chest, and he's given the penalty. The linesman put his flag across his chest. Paul Baines looked across, and Watford have a penalty here, and they have a chance perhaps to equalise. Porter does the necessary from the penalty spot. The equalising goal at 1-1. Knock-on comes in, and Wilkinson gets it. From the corner by Porter, the knock-on by Holdsworth, and Watford into the lead, just what they needed early. Wilkinson, they're queuing up for it, and that's two. Oh, yes, indeed. And this time he's off on his travels. It's Rick Holden. And Barnsley absolutely pulverised by two quick strikes. First from Wilkinson, and Rick Holden following up from a Wilkinson cross. And within 5 minutes, Watford lead by 2-0. Holden. They've pushed forward Joe Joyce somewhat more, but here's Wilkinson. Roberts will chase. Butcher. Thomas. Now what can he do? Roberts, 3. Words for Butcher from Mr. Cooper, and is there time to make it 4? This is Holden. Porter. Holden again. And Baker's in all sorts of trouble, and it is 4. Faulkner gets his first goal, and Watford cut loose. That is their best score of the season, leading by 4-0. Houghton. And to get them forward again. That's a poor kick. That's a very poor kick by Coton. Dury coming across, a chance for Dury, and Dury makes Coton pay for it. And that is a bad blunder by the goalkeeper, for which he has been made to pay the full price. With 8 minutes gone. Wilkinson, and the long chase on the forward ball for Dixon, and Holdsworth doing well. But now losing it out, and here is Darren Wood, and that is Kerry Dixon, and that is 2-0 Chelsea. And it is now really cut loose. You exploit those sort of mistakes, just as they did, and it's 2-0. Dixon. Here's Jacket, and that's a beautiful ball for Holden. Now, what can he do with this? Clark's gone across to challenge. Holden's beaten the challenge. The cross comes in. Wilkinson gets the header, and Wilkinson gets one back for Watford. Beautifully worked by Holden, and Wilkinson gets one back, and now we have a match on our hands. 31 minutes gone. It's 2-1 now. Wilkinson, now Redfern. Gibbs, the flag stays down, the cross can come in, but the corner is conceded. Andy Payton thought that it was Gibbs that touched it out, but Mr. Shachter was close by the scene of the crime, and he said it was a corner. Walters' corner. Knock on was by Holdsworth, the goal by Tim Sherwood. And it really was well struck, beautifully knocked on from the corner, and Tim Sherwood coming in well, getting his first goal of the season. So 2 superb saves. And Norman hasn't got it, Sherwood hasn't got it. It must surely go in, and does by Wilkinson. Eventually it goes in, and Wilkinson gets it. And there will be questions asked in the whole defence about that. Norman, who did so well originally, has now been made to pay the penalty, and Wilkinson gets the second. Smart, Simpson, Jimmy Phillips, and it's corner. Off, I think, Nigel Gibbs. Tim Sherwood coming across as well. Simpson and David Bardsley are over it. This is Bardsley having a go. Oh my goodness me! And against his old club, David Bardsley strikes. Roberts, well done into the path of Wilkinson. Redfern looks for options, and Roberts did well. Nicely worked on. He's certainly added another dimension here. He'll go all the way. And across the nicely done, and credit to Roberts for working it. And Paul Wilkinson saw where Judge was, picked his spot, and Watford square things at 1-1. Holden, Redfern, Roberts in each other's way here. So a moment or two of anxiety. And the first substitution very much imminent here. This is Holden. Chase back for Chamberlain. And he's given it to Kenny Jackett. The cross aim for Redfern here. Oh, nicely done by Redfern. Tremendous goal, beautifully worked by Jackett, and the deadlock broken. Redfern knocking it in, and he gets his first goal for the club since his transfer from Crystal Palace. 63 minutes. Redfern's first goal for his club, and it's 1-0 Watford. Miller, now Gibbs. Thompson. That's it! At last they break through with 3 minutes left. The ball played across, and Holden it was who came in. Header was by Wilkinson, Redfern, Thompson. That's nice. This is Gibbs. This is a good move by Watford. Gibbs' cross coming in. Holden arriving. Oh, that's great. That really is a splendid goal by Rick Holden. And away we go. Well, he normally scores them at the other end. But it was beautifully worked. The cross was perfect, but the build-up was good too. And Holden's header firm and decisive. And we've been playing 31 minutes.
And Watford have taken the lead. Miller with it. Knocked on by Redburn. And a great save again by Bradshaw. It's twice in this second half he's denied Watford. Thompson got up, Bradshaw's punch just enough. Tim Sherwood, chance to measure it, Thompson's got up, and Gary Thompson gets his first goal for his new club against one of his old ones. Sherwood's header from the left, and the smile says it all.
This time, Wilkinson had a go at it, kicked away by Redburn. The shot came from Holdsworth. Holden, another corner for Watford. 32 minutes of the match gone, we await the first goal. Will take the corner. Holdsworth and Roberts at the near post, as you can see, being closely watched by Manchester City. Looking for that little flick on. Wilkinson and Richardson just behind them. Hodges once again. Flicked in there. And Roberts. And Watford in the lead. Ewan Roberts got the header in. The break Watford required. Gibbs had played it forward for Hodges. There's his cross coming in. Well met by the big Welsh striker, Ewan Roberts. And Watford in the lead.
Holden really hasn't had one of his better games so far. Richard Shaw with the throw. Right, that's now Barber. There's a real chance here. Barber scores! And it really was so easy. There was a man spare, and Phil Barber scores a goal that Palace have threatened in this second half. And with 53 minutes gone, at last the deadlock is broken. Cleland's challenge, Gary Porter and Zondervan. Cleland again.
Miller's free kick. It might run here for Hodges. It might run for Hodges. Wilkinson, and Watford score. So Wilkinson strikes. Miller's cross that started it. Getting past John McClellan on that occasion. The bounce nearly favoured Wilkinson. Here's Gibbs. Well worked to the edge of the area for Wilkinson. Gibbs again. Beautifully met by Porter, and Gary Porter gets the second goal, and Fearon will be very, very annoyed indeed. And it was a smashing cross by Gibbs. Gary Porter has got the goal, but the goalkeeper will ask questions about his own attempts to stop it. 36 minutes on the clock, and Watford lead 2-0. Atkinson. Holdsworth. Porter. Hodges. Hill. Now a chance, and Ipswich get themselves straight back inside the first 30 seconds of the half. Simon Milton getting the goal, and Ipswich immediately claw themselves back into the game. Kiwemia versus Miller. And the foul was by the Watford centre half. Danger here. And that's Yallop, and that's 2-2. Holdsworth. Sergei Balpacha. Zondervan as he played Hodges in. Chance for Hodges. Can he do it? He can! And disaster strikes. And Glyn Hodges makes them pay for it. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And Watford, against the run of play in the second half, with their manager on their feet, make it 3-2. So, from an acute angle, the first goal of the night. And Blackburn, who'd had more promising moves. This is Jacket. Didn't reach Gary Thompson. McClellan back against Kennedy. And doing enough. Sellers. And it's two. Howard Gale and the bench get to their feet. Holdsworth. Hodges. Chance to lob, but Tooney again out. Porter. It's nicely done. This is Hodges. Well, now, will it run for Thomas? Thompson's coming. Where's that going to end up? In the back of the net. Gary Thompson scores. Dean Holdsworth salutes. And in the 67th minute, Watford have one back. Up goes McClellan. Struck firm, struck well. Miller. Porter. Watford still have it in the wrong half of the field. From their point of view, at least. And Coton's punt is a long one. Jacket. Nearly ran for Rod Thomas. Jacket. Hodges for Faulkner. Can he do something with this? Thomas! Yes, he can! And Rod Thomas steals it at the death for the point. Unless Blackburn can get themselves another goal. And amazing scenes at the death at Vicarage Road. Watford have dug themselves out of an enormous hole here. Berry. This is Kamara. Fifth car on the overlap was Gary Hackett. This is Faulkner. Wilkinson. The two is Gibbs. A long chase for Hodges. There's Berry in there with him, but Hodges gets round his challenge. Gary Porter teeing himself up for a shot, and it's gone in by Gary Porter. And it's the start that Watford needed with 8 minutes gone. Well struck and decisive, to say the least. Opportunity for him to play the ball in. McClellan hasn't made the important interception, but away by Miller. This is Thompson. He did well to find Porter. And now a chance beautifully laid by Gibbs into the path of Thomas. Now, Rod Thomas going all the way. And he went one stage further than he needed. And George Berry clears. This is Cliff Carr. Stoke needed a win before the start to make any possibility of a playoff berth. And it surely is that much more urgent for them now, but that's beautifully done. Faulkner is onside, the linesman's flag is down, and Faulkner scores a beautiful second goal for Watford. They were all looking at the linesman, but Willie Faulkner didn't need a second invitation. And Watford lead by 2-0. And we've been playing for 18 minutes at Vicarage Road, and it really was a beautiful strike. Kept in by Hackett. Kamara. Amber versus Coton. Coton has come out, he's committed himself, now he's going to have to get back. A chance here for somebody surely, and the goal is scored. And Tony Coton committed himself. Nicky Morgan gets on the end of it. Holdsworth. And that will be another corner conceded from outside his own area by a Stoke defender for about the 4th time in the match. Eight minutes on the clock. And surely they could stop biting their nails if one of them would go in for the home side. Porter, Hodges, Thompson, Wilkinson, that's a spinner, Hodges, and Hodges again finally settles it, surely for Watford. Mr. Vickers tells the players to move straight back, but there's no doubt now, surely. Watford manager will have been looking for from his team as we reach the end of the first quarter with a blank score sheet. But of course, a draw is no good for Walsall. And I suspect it's no good for Watford either tonight. This is Gibbs. Gary Thompson. And who fouled who? And Keith Burge decides that Rimmer fouled McClelland. Must be a difficult night for Stuart Rimmer. Comes from Merseyside, of course. McClelland, Wilkinson got up. This is Thompson. Wilkinson, 1-0 Watford. And the deadlock is broken with Paul Wilkinson's 19th goal of the season. Hammered home fiercely with his right foot. And that maybe is just what this game needs. McClelland over the ball. Long kick downfield. Gary Thompson got up. Rod Thomas, and they're in trouble. And the corner results. Hesitancy in that Walsall defence. And Thomas and Wilkinson to settle for a corner from their joint efforts. Porter's corner. Thompson, oh yes, sir. Absolute bullet. From Porter's corner. Bang! And that's what the big centre forward was brought to the club to do. And his 6th goal of the season. Fortunate into the path of Hodges, the flag stays down, here's Wilkinson, Thomas 3-0. It's beautifully done again. Hodges supplies Wilkinson's cross, the flag stayed down, and Rod Thomas follows up for the 3rd. Miller. Rod Thomas. It was Saville. This is Pritchard. Charged down by Jacket, now Hodges. Now Jacket again. Got Wilkinson and Thompson in front of him. And that's a beautiful ball for Wilkinson, but just too far. And Fred Barber doing enough to come off his line. Header forward again by McClelland. This is Gary Thompson. Faulkner finds Gibbs. Gary Thompson finds Thomas. Porter this time, and Porter's got number 4. Beautiful stuff. Gibbs chases. That's for Thompson to chase. Smith against him. Thompson versus Smith. Down he goes, and the referee has given the penalty for the foul. Gary Thompson adjudged to have been brought down by Smith. The Walsall players all stand, but Keith Birch had no doubt. And so it's going to be, I think, Gary Porter speaking to Glyn Hodges. And it's a penalty to Watford. Smith brought down Thompson. Gary Porter against Fred Barber. 5-0. How nice it is after the sort of week we've had to actually be watching football in bright sunshine. Henry, Wilkinson, nearly laid it in. Free kick is Watford's for the foul. And dare I say it,
Hodges is asking whether it's direct or not, I think. Just about 5 yards further out from the last one. Porter and Hodges are over it anyway. Porter will take this one, and not a very good one either. Be disappointed with that. Here's Rod Thomas. Driven in and away. Gibbs his throw. Wilkinson knocks on. Wilkinson again, driven it in well. And it was Gibbs who started it with the throw. Rod Thomas, and that's 20 for the season for Paul Wilkinson. To have the free kick. We move inside the last 5 minutes of the first half. The ball away. Trying to twist and turn Mike Neal. Doing well. It's away by Gary Porter. Number 2 is Ali Mocklin. Play on, says the referee. Well, they were crying for a foul against Wilkinson, but not given. Reed, Mocklin, Morgan, Newell, 1-1 Leicester. Mills. Free kick is given Watford's way for the foul. Gibbs. It's down by Kennedy, and Faulkner did well. And a bit of steal. Rod Thomas. Ellsworth from Rod Thomas' cross. The youngsters strike, and Watford are back in front. And that's what they think of it. And that's a real milestone for the substitute. And the points are Watford's. Fascinating battle with Paul Wilkinson making it the perfect start of a goal inside 9 minutes. So referee John Martin prepares to get this semi-final second leg underway. It'll be Watford attacking the Rookery end goal in the first half. And I think as it looks out as though it's actually stopped raining. And a lot of rain from lunchtime onwards, the heavens really opened. But perhaps it won't be too greasy a top surface. There'd been a lot of water put on the pitch by the ground staff here before it started to rain of its own accord, and they clearly will feel that this is their opportunity. That's the first foul given against Colin Hendry for the foul on Ewan Roberts. Remember, it's 0-0 from the first leg, and it means that the simple facts are that if either side wins over 90 minutes, they go through, and it's academic thereafter. Gary Porter then with this free kick, and the catch by Terry Geno. Easy. There's a lot of tenseness around at Ewood Park on Sunday. Be interesting to see whether the two teams, now they've got 90 minutes worth of playoff football in front of, behind them rather, are able to settle a little better.
Garner headed up by Gibbs. This is Nicky Reed. Challenge forward. This is a nice opportunity for Blackburn Rovers. A chance from Coton, and it's gone in the back of the net inside 2 minutes. And the man that's got it is Simon Garner. Rovers take the lead with a goal from Simon Garner. And the space created at the centre position by Watford. The shot past Coton, and we have goals. Jacket. Chase back for Coton. Here's Redfern. He must have a part surely to play if Watford can do something here. Hendry challenged by Roberts. Roberts has won it this time. Redfern's trying to go outside him. Cuts inside and takes over. Redfern tees up a shot. Oh, what a screamer! Oh, what a screamer by Redfern! And Vicarage Road goes mad.
It was a goal that promised to lift everybody's hopes sky high, but one more just couldn't be found, and by the end of extra time, Watford were out of the playoffs. For them, the season to get back into the First Division will have to be 1989-90, the end of the season where all three teams, the first team, the reserve team and the junior team, finished fourth. And at the end of the season, plenty of memories for us all.